Hi guys, you may have seen my video that I posted yesterday, which was an unboxing video of my Saga number 1. That was the first book that I have ever submitted myself to CGC for grading. I've got a number of CGC books, but they've always been already graded and I've purchased them from eBay. But this was my first of my own books that I've submitted. It was my Saga number 1 that came out as a 9.8, and I said that I'd do a quick video just to tell you about the experience of grading the book and a little bit about the process. I'm going to have to make it quick. I've already tried to make this video once and my camera cuts out after a few minutes. So basically this is for people who live in the UK who want to get the books graded, and even though there are a number of different companies that you can use, I think there's around about 6 or 7. I decided to go with Wolf Comics. I've dealt with them in the past when I've purchased some items, and they've always been really good. So really, as far as I'm concerned, the only input that I had into this process was I went onto the Wolf Comics website, and from there there's a section that you click on where you go to basically purchase a CGC grading. You've got two choices when you get to that page, and I'm talking here only about modern age comics because that's the bulk of what they do on Wolf Comics. You can get older comics graded, but you have to contact them to get the different prices for the older comics, because the CGC pricing structure is different for those. So basically you've got two choices between fast track submission and regular submission, and the price differential is only £5. You pay £25 for fast tracked and £30 for the standard service, but the turnaround time is much quicker for the fast tracked. I think it's around about 10 days at the CGC grading facility as opposed to about 12 weeks. So from my point of view, it was a no-brainer. The extra £5 was well worth it. So basically on the 24th of February I added to my cart the Modern Age Fast Track CGC submission, and through PayPal I paid my £30 fee, and then very soon after I got an email from Paul which told me that all I needed to do was ensure that my book was really well packaged and sent to the Wolf Comics, which I believe is based in Stockport here in the northwest of England. And he said that because their insurance only begins from the point that they receive the book, he told me just to make sure that it was adequately protected in terms of insurance. So at a bare minimum, what you should do is, if you want to submit a book, do it signed for service, but you've got to bear in mind that the insurance for that is only £30. So you really should consider, if you're going to do this, going for the next level, which I think is some form of special delivery, next day delivery, which gives you a lot higher insurance value, and it may be somewhere like about £300, something like that. A couple of days later, after I posted the book, I got an email from Paul to say that they'd received it safely, and what he would be doing would be including that with his next batch of books that he would be sending to America. He sends them fairly regularly. Not only does he send the books that individuals such as myself have submitted, but they send a batch of their own books at the same time, which they then sell on once they get them back through their website or on eBay. But you're normally not waiting very long. I think it was about a week before their next batch of books was due to be sent. So very soon after I got another email to say that the package had been dispatched from the UK and was on its way to America. Once it gets to America, the book is scheduled for grading. Then it gets graded, then it runs through a series of checks to make sure that the casing is in perfect condition, there's no cracks or scratches, anything like that, and then the books are returned by FedEx to the UK. At this point I was getting quite a lot of emails from Paul to confirm that the books had been received, that they'd been scheduled for grading, and then to say that the grading had been completed and it was going through the checking process. And then finally I got informed that the books had been dispatched from the States and were on the way by FedEx back to the UK. Now at that point, Paul is able to go onto his CGC account on the internet, and he can actually see what grades the books have got that he submitted. Once they've left the facility in America, he can check the grading, and he asked me if I wanted to know what the grade was at that point. And because I wanted to do the unboxing video and I wanted it to be a surprise, I elected not to know what the grade was. But if you guys want to know if you submit a book, then at that point you can find out what grade you've got. And I think it was only about 4 days later when Paul informed me that the package had arrived back in the UK and was going to be dispatched the next day. My copy of Saga was going to be dispatched back to me. Sure enough, yesterday it turned up and I did my unboxing video and it was fantastic. So basically that's it, guys. It's certainly not a process to be frightened of, and from my point of view, dealing with Wolf Comics was nothing short out of 10 out of 10 for customer service. It was fabulous. What I will say is that the whole thing, buying the book, having it graded, sending it to Wolf Comics, has probably cost me less than £40. But I've seen a copy of this grade book on eBay for £175. So even though I'm not going to get rid of this, obviously from my point of view, from a financial point of view, it's been well worth it. I know there's a lot of debate in the YCC about CGC and grading of books. It's not for everybody. I like it. I like the presentation of the books. And I mean, Saga is something I read in trade anyway. So the fact that I can no longer actually read that book is not a problem because I just read my trade. And obviously it's not something that you would do for all your books because of the cost of it. But if it's the right book, I would say 100% definitely it's worth doing. And I would highly recommend Wolf as the intermediary for doing it. So that's it, guys. If you've got any questions at all about the grading process or my experiences, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you and answer those as soon as I can. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.